Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a show where we break down what is going on in the nerdy world. We are so glad to be back after a small hiatus. I am CJ Mellon, but you're not here for me. You're here for the stars of the show, Brian Thornton and Josh Burns.
The stars of the show.
No one's here for me. It's for you two.
Well, that's true. I mean, I am quite likable.
I come back for one reason. I'm not saying what it is at this point. One reason I keep coming back.
So we have a lot to cover since we took a lot of time off. So we're gonna actually kind of keep this light and easy, and I think we're gonna be able to bring you some enjoyment, even though it's been a little while.
Short and breezy, lemon squeezy. I don't know why I said that. Can we move on?
No, and that is staying in the show.
Of course it is, because everything little off-kilter thing I do
because that was
stays
just
in the show.
stupid.
And then becomes like entrance music for certain topics. Certain stupid things that I do when I've had one too many Jamesons and Gingers.
Big news coming out of the technology world this week. The Nintendo Switch will launch March 3rd for $299.
Woo!
Confirmed. Thank you, Nintendo. So let's talk a little bit about the Switch and what's included within this, because Nintendo was even nice enough to tell us what's inside the box. What's in the box, man?
Brian was calling it the Dumperoo, right? It was the Nintendo Dumperoo.
Yeah, no, it's the system you play when you're taking a shit.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm okay with it.
Happy. So it comes with the Nintendo Switch console, right? The tablet device. It's got the dock. Then we got the names for this: the Joy-Con, the left and the right, and then the Joy-Con.
Oh, there'll
grip.
be much joy going around with that, I'm sure.
It comes with straps, an HDMI cable, and a power adapter. It's very simple.
Yeah, you need
stuff.
some straps with that Joy-Con there.
It's got motion controls like the Wii did. What do you guys think about the
Gonna be a
price
lot
point?
of motion going on with that.
What do you guys think of the price point? $299.
Fine. Same as Wii U.
Most affordable system on the market, as always.
That's
Thank you, Nintendo.
If you want to play The Legend of Zelda, you must pay $300 every few years.
I'm okay with that. It looks really good.
And, I mean, they just released their trailer for Super Mario Odyssey as well.
They released like 11 trailers to watch. They were just like, hey, hey, Nintendo, we're here. I'm sorry. Watch our
Does it hook up to a TV?
Yes. Yeah. The dock you plug in with an HDMI cable and hooks up to the TV that way through the dock.
Then you dock that shit and you play it on your TV with your Joy-Con.
So now that we know price point, now that we know that this thing's called the Joy-Con and what comes with it, how satisfied are we? Are you going to buy the Nintendo Switch? The question in everyone's mind.
I will buy it joyously. I will be in line.
Like maybe.
I might even pre-order it.
Definitely, it's definitely time to trade in the Wii U right now that it's been basically replaced by DSs.
They're even actually going to re-release some of the Wii U content on the Switch because people miss the Wii U. I thought that was, like Splatoon and everything is just getting rebooted over to the Switch.
It's not really a re-release. Splatoon is,
yeah.
It's got some new stuff.
Right. It's basically like some
mostly old
DLC
stuff.
that you would have gotten, but they just decided to put it on the Switch instead.
It's not the same exact thing. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
I don't think anyone who is going to buy the Switch missed out on the Wii U. I think if you're buying a Nintendo system, you bought every Nintendo system since the dawn of Nintendo.
Nobody missed out on the Wii U. I did not buy the Wii U, and I'm buying the Switch.
I bought the Wii U. It's currently got about an inch of dust on it, though, but I did buy it.
Right. Josh, you're not on board? Are you waiting for like second gen, or what are you waiting for?
This isn't about me. It's about the point where Christian switches from Nintendo to next gen console controls. That's all. Like there's a breaking point there, and I don't know if it's 9, but it was somewhere in there where I got more advanced. I don't know what it was, but Nintendo is not it's just not a grown up console. So, and I'm speaking from a perspective of I'm not really, there's games I can't play on next gen consoles because the controls are too
Joshua,
complex.
are you trying to say that I am not a grown up?
That's kind of what I heard.
No,
I'm
saying that you only have it if you're a child or if you are a real gamer, like a gamer.
Or a child at heart, which is what I am.
Or a child gamer.
Ooh, right, indeed.
But I don't
crossover.
The combinations are
like
endless.
if you're casual, probably it's going to be PS3, PS4.
If you're casual, I don't give a shit. Go ahead and play Call of Duty on your Xbox One and just stay away from me.
Right.
That's fine. I mean, not saying I have plenty of friends who play Call of Duty, but I'm just
you're just offending everybody there, aren't you?
Well, whatever. Come at me, bro.
I will say this: Nintendo has also put out a little video about its parental controls, which are actually pretty cool because they're controlled by an app that you can put onto your phone, and then you can actually see a little bit of a summary of this, and even remotely kill the console.
Oh no!
Why are you knowing this?
I just foresee Josh downloading this app on his phone and fucking with my Nintendo Switch proof time.
How does he have... You're going to give him the ability to log in with your Nintendo stuff?
Josh is a man of many talents and skills. He can find that shit out real easy. From freaking an hour away, my Nintendo Switch dies.
So you're worried about that? You're worried about having the someone remotely killing your Switch on you?
Yes.
When he's taking a dump.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he's left with nothing.
Time. It's the worst time. They're going to wait until I'm in the bathroom, cheeks on the seat, and then it's too late.
Josh, I'm curious about this. I mean, how often do you talk to your kids about like the video games they play and like, make conversation based off of that?
All the time.
Now, is that because you play the games, or have you ever like had the game where you're like, I don't understand what the hell you're playing? You ever had that old man moment?
There are games where I'm like, I don't understand what Terraria is, and I don't want to know. But,
wait, what is?
Right. Exactly right. So some game. But, there are games we play together. There are games that Christian plays that I'm interested in that we talk about. But, yeah, sure. And especially with like the Nintendo DS, there's a lot of social interaction that can happen from that. And I don't want that. So I had to have a conversation and kill that today.
So there's actually a method in the Nintendo Switch app to kill the social aspects of certain games. So they can't have, chats or online community or posting.
That's absolutely needed. Yeah.
So, I mean, they have that in there. They also give you a monthly or weekly summary of what was your favorite game this month, what was the thing that you played the most. If you put a time limit on, like you said, hey, you can only play for 2 hours today, and they play for 3, it'll obviously alert them. But if you don't remotely kill it, you can get the an alert. Hey, on Wednesday, you put a time limit for 2 hours. He played for 3, and he played this game. He played it for this long, or this month he really liked this game. So if you just bought him a game and he's not playing it, I mean, you can find out why and kind of talk to him a little bit about that. It's got a lot of things in there I think are useful, and not only just for parents. I think the remotely switching your Switch off is good in case your console gets stolen. Since it's a portable device, you have a remote kill switch. So if someone absconds with it, you can make that damn thing useless. You can brick it.
Interesting.
I've never heard of console doing this. I've never heard someone giving this kind of parental controls like this. I mean, have either of you?
No.
Negative. I've not heard of this ever.
All right. The other thing that they released was a little bit of battery life and a little bit of that conversation. And it's still a little murky because there's not real world testing. It's only just, what Nintendo tells you it is. But when they were talking about big games like Zelda, the rumored battery life on the Switch outside the dock is about 2.5 hours.
I mean, continuous play. You're getting not a ton more than that out of a DS. I'm fine with all this. I think that you end up getting a portable device that is as robust, let's say, gaming wise, as the Wii U, but better graphics. Right? I mean, am I missing anything there?
No. I think you're right on the money.
And it's fully portable, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Once it's undocked, you get, and it's not a scaled down version.
Did you not see the people in their really lavish apartments take their Switch to the roof, Josh?
How did you not see the millennials in the rooftop parties?
I was assuming they had, the whole mesh network thing going on. So, I wasn't guessing that it was fully portable.
No, it's fully portable.
That's great. I don't see any.
Would you play this on a plane? Because that's actually one of the scenarios they had in their New York event. Was
Would you play this on a plane? Would you play it on a train?
No, don't.
On a box with a fox? In a house with a mouse?
In a box? Would you play it with a fox? Would you play Nintendo Switch?
In a ditch?
I mean, I'll keep going. Don't freaking.
No, there's no need to keep going. I think
I will Google things that rhyme with ditch.
In Greenwich?
If that bitch takes your money, would you give it some little honey?
That's
That was rough. I'm sorry.
You should write Hallmark cards, bro.
I spit hot fire, man.
you got the Mr. Deeds back in the right cards.
You know what? You should print all that shit on Valentine hearts. Can you do that? Little candy hearts.
If I had anybody to give candy hearts to, you know what? I'll give them to you. I'll give them to you, Josh.
You choose me?
Oh. All right. So listen, bottom line, March 3rd, $299, Nintendo Switch. As Brian said, the most affordable console out there. We still don't have a full list of launch titles. We have a lot of, they're comings and not a full at launch.
Who cares? Nobody has any great games at launch. PS4, Xbox One didn't have.
I know. I just want bundles.
Titles.
I just want a Zelda themed Switch. So I'll wait until the Zelda's out and buy the themed Switch.
Zelda's supposed to come launch.
Okay.
And then they'll release some special edition Zelda one that'll cost $400, and then
that's the one I want.
You'll never be able to find it.
That's the one I want, and I'll probably go on eBay for it. Whatever.
Or there'll be some sort of glitch on Amazon where you can get it for like half off and then resell it back for double the price.
God willing. All right, so want to move off of the gaming for just a minute. I want to talk something I just saw around the net that just made me laugh. Whoever is in control of Wendy's Twitter account is my personal goddamn hero.
Are we sure this is the real Wendy's Twitter account?
This is the real verified Wendy's Twitter account. It is at Wendy's. It's verified and everything.
That's kind of fantastic.
So this guy, his name on there is Thuggy D. Wendy's put out a tweet that said, "Our beef is way too cool to ever be frozen." And this guy decided to challenge him and goes, "At Wendy's, your beef is frozen and we all know it. We all laugh like your slogan is fresh, never frozen, right? Like you're really a joke." To which Wendy says, "We're sorry you think that way, but you're wrong. We only use our fresh beef since we've been founded in in '69." And he goes, "What? You just delivered in a hot truck raw?" And they're like, "Where do you store cold things when they're not frozen?" And then the guy drags McDonald's into the bit. And it's like, "McDonald's, you guys got him beat with the great breakfast." He goes, "Don't bring them into this just because you forgot refrigerators existed for a second." The guy got so much hate based off of this little exchange with Wendy's, he deleted his own Twitter account. To which now Wendy's began to start roasting a whole bunch of other people. To one where a guy says, "Bet you won't follow me, Wendy's." And they said, "You won that bet." And they just started trolling wonderful people.
I saw one where somebody tweeted to Wendy's, "Hey, can you direct me to the nearest McDonald's?" And they tweet back a picture of a trash can.
Oh, my God. Just whoever did this, man.
Someone else tweeted, "Hey, why are your burgers square? Everybody else's burgers are circle." And they tweet back, "Because we don't believe in cutting corners." It was pretty good. I got a nice chuckle.
They nailed the SpongeBob joke. That was kind of cool. "Hello, is this the Krusty Krab?" "No, this is Wendy's." They nailed it.
"I'm going to Taco Bell. What do I get at Wendy's?" "Wendy's. Food from the wrong place." Just whoever's doing Wendy's social media, bravo to you. I hope you get a job, and I would like you to work for other companies. I would just want you to just like take over a bunch of Twitter accounts like for hire, and just see what you can come up with. So bravo to the people.
That guy said he was paid in Baconators and fries, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Person handling the Wendy's account needs to be paid more. Paid in Baconators and fries. The only way that tweet could have been any better is if it ended with comma, bruh. Paid in Baconators and fries, bruh. That'd have been it for me. I actually, done. At that point,
drop the mic.
They could have deleted their Twitter account and just retired their number.
It's done.
Actually, I hope this guy or gal, I hope this guy or girl gets a job. Another one that isn't tweeting for Wendy's. This is brilliant.
All right, so I just thought I would bring that up. Wendy's, you're on point. You've got my respect. Let's now go into the realm of comic books and the realm of the nerdy. It's time for our favorite segment, Cape Talk. So the headline I got for this next topic is fantastic. It goes, "This is not a drill. Doctor Strange will definitely be in Thor." So he's going to be in the new movie. We got some confirmation that Doctor Strange is definitely going to be in there. He was kind of wishy-washy.
Going to be in a lot more than what we expected is what I read. I just read he's going to be in a lot more, which makes me really excited and speculative at the same time. It makes me wonder if he's actually going to like fight Loki. If he fights Loki, oh my gosh.
That's kind of what I want to see.
Be awesome.
Two most British guys ever duking it out with
Right?
superpowers?
Seriously? Like, who needs Sherlock when I can watch Doctor Strange and Loki fucking fight it out? That's awesome.
Josh, are you excited at all to know that we're probably going to see some more, Benjamin Titterswipe or whatever you've got for him in Thor?
I haven't seen any Doctor Strange, so
You haven't seen Doctor Strange yet?
I have no interest in seeing
Really?
Nope.
All right, well, heading into 2017, we just need to talk
We're
a little
in
bit about
2017. We're in. It's 3 weeks into
We've been in
2017.
like 13 days.
Yeah, I mean, we're not like heading into it.
Is
We're
it
here.
bad for 2017 if I had to ask if it was in yet? Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You're trying so hard.
Yeah, no,
2017.
absolutely. It's effort that matters.
Listen,
It's not the size of the year.
If that's the case, 2016 fucked us pretty darn hard. I think 2017 can lean back a little bit.
Is it in yet? All right, so let's talk a little bit about these superhero movies that are coming out this year. First is February 10th. We have Lego Batman.
Oh yeah, that looks awesome.
Bless us all.
That looks fantastic.
I know in the last couple episodes we even talked about some of the villains and the toys and stuff that they're releasing, hoping to see that. I have high hopes for this movie.
Did you see like the latest little short for this movie where
No.
they really kind of not the short. It's a short trailer, and they really kind of honed in on the Batman Robin relationship. Like one scene, like Barbara Gordon, like Batman and Robin show up, and Barbara Gordon's like, "Oh, thank you so much, you and your son." He's like, "He's not my son." He's like, "You realize it's weirder if he's not your son, right?" Like, it was pretty good. I'm ready for this movie. It's gonna be
Every
great.
time, every single spot we've watched, trailer, whatever, Christian's just waiting for Michael Cera to go rip.
Just take those pants.
Waiting for him to rip the pants off. Christian crumbles every time. It's hilarious to watch.
I have high hopes for this movie. Please don't let me down, Legos. I'm excited. And I mean,
You
February.
realize Lego isn't actually like building the movie. Warner Brothers.
What?
I know, right? It's weird.
How dare they? Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. How dare he?
Oh, that's next, right?
That is next,
Logan.
March
Woo!
3rd. Logan.
Segue.
Coming on out. It's really not a good segue if you call out the segue. It really kind of loses its power.
Roadhouse.
Josh has been famously anti-Hugh Jackman, like Dr. Perry Cox, and I have no idea if you're ever going to see this movie. And to be honest, I don't give a shit. This movie looks fantastic. And did you see the reason campaign that Ryan Reynolds just wants him to stay around for a little more, so hopefully they can do a crossover movie someday?
They can probably do a crossover without him staying in that movie.
Just acknowledge it because Deadpool can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, they can segment the character, no problem. It's not like Deadpool's going to interact so much, and even if he does, we're not sure in what reality he lives.
That's very true. I mean, are you warming up to this movie at all, Josh? Or are you still just let this movie? Yes, Logan.
I'm fine with the movie. Do the movie. Let him die. Let him go away. Just let's move on to the next thing. Like I'm pro this movie because it should be the last we see of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He played a great Wolverine. Fine.
We have that on record, by the way, now. So
Fine. Right? Everybody loves him. Okay, so I can't say he sucks. I don't like him. But everybody does. Great. It's wonderful. But get the fuck out of here. It's time.
May 5th, 2017, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
I will see this.
I am Groot.
Oh,
am
dude.
Groot.
Baby Groot. Baby Groot does it.
Oh, that cannot be good. Oh man, everything about this movie is fantastic. I feel like this is like the indie side of Marvel Studios, and I love it so much.
Well, maybe, and I think that maybe the best thing and what the folks, making the movie realize is that we're all drawn in by Rocket and Groot, and then they don't give you too much of them.
Right, exactly.
Right? They give you they give you Silent Bob. They give you right? Just enough in one point in the movie where you go, that was perfect. Everything they said was perfect, and it was perfect. That trailer I have watched easily 20 times. just for the scene where Groot is he's ill. I am Groot, and he put like
Right.
points at the no. And look, the Bradley Cooper plays it well. I'm very, very excited to see that.
The second best thing in that entire trailer was Batista's bit about. Oh my god!
Great.
Oh, you must be so
must be
embarrassed.
so embarrassed.
Do me.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
great.
great. All right, so moving on then to June 2nd. This is a movie that seriously needs to perform.
It needs to get some high reviews. Like both DC movies have done well at the box office. They've just gotten shit reviews, user and critic. Let's face it, like the user review for Batman v Superman were dog shit. The user reviews for Suicide Squad were slightly better, but not near where they should be. It's gonna make a shit ton of money. Period. It's gonna be a $300 million opening weekend. It's gonna gross $600 million at least overall, just like the last two movies did. But it needs to be well received. That's really where it is.
There was some buzz, and it's been very weird, very internet, like taking things out of context. And I'm curious if anyone has any insight to this. Ben Affleck being super into the Batman project. Absolutely, I'm doing it. I'm writing it. I'm spearheading it too. I don't know if I'm going to direct it yet. The script isn't as solid. It needs to be solid.
Yeah,
it's not there.
I read he said the script had to be good.
Right.
But
he said the only reason he'll direct it is if the script is good.
Because that wasn't like a public.
He's co-writing
TV
the
show,
script,
right?
though. So
Right, okay.
how can it not be good? Listen, all right, if we're going to talk about Batman, there's no...
can we talk about Wonder Woman for just a second? Like,
Sure, yeah.
This was the best trailer they've done.
Yeah, but as we discussed, we think
For-
DC is great at doing trailers.
Listen, for the music alone,
Yeah.
that music is rocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know, the... It's great. I love it.
I'm in just for that. I'm in. Get me in. Yeah. So now that I've said yes, super excited about Wonder Woman. You want to talk about Batman? I'm all for it.
No, let's talk about. You want to talk more about Wonder Woman?
I think we're all excited for Wonder Woman. I don't think
I'm
there's much more to talk about.
cautiously
unless you have
optimistic
something to
about how awesome Wonder Woman's going to be. Because I think it's going to be awesome, and it needs to be awesome.
Oh, well, this is the first DC movie that hasn't been either A, shit on, or B, approached with like serious trepidation. So, I don't see any reason it won't be great.
say. Agreed.
All right.
All right, so you want to go back to Batman?
Yeah, let's talk about Batman for just a
Okay,
minute.
so let me just say, there's no way you can have one of the top writers in comic books in the past decade, and the guy who wrote some and won an Oscar for writing, and wrote and directed two highly well-received movies and Oscar winners as well, such as Argo and The Town, and not have the script be right. I don't understand why Ben Affleck even bothered saying it, because if he's co-writing it, I don't see any reason why the script...
Well, maybe
that's why it's weird.
But no, I'm fine. It's publicity. I'm fine with it. Look, Affleck, I'm not. Is there anybody that is more surprisingly brilliant? Like, I just.
Oh yeah, just when you look at the scope of his career, if you would have looked
Right.
him at a Goodwill Hunting or Dogma or anything, you wouldn't have been like that guy.
Like he's always going, you know what? I'm going to write myself the fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I'm going to be that
Yep.
for a minute.
You can forget the movie with J-Lo and just go on with the rest
No,
of it.
Jiggly?
still, all of it. Fine.
Jiggly?
Give me all of it.
Jiggly.
Jiggly.
No, I know. If you would have said, "Hey, what's the arc of this guy right here?" You would not have been like the future Tom Hanks.
Oscar winner.
You were pointing at-
Oh,
you were
why
pointing
would
at
you
me?
shit on him like that?
Not you, Brian.
Oh, I thought I was going to be the future Tom Hanks.
You
Anyway,
wish you were.
listen, I think
Ugh.
when he said that, it was during a press release for his new movie that comes out this weekend, right
Live
now,
by
as
Night?
we're recording, Live by Night.
That's
I think that must have been something like, listen, I want to talk about this movie. I don't want to talk about Batman. So if the script is right, I'll direct it, but let's move on.
and that's why I said it was very internet-y, and it felt like it was taken out of context. So thank you. I'm glad you put that into perspective for it. All right, moving on to July 7th, 2017, ladies and gentlemen, the homecoming of Spider-Man. Back to Marvel, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Something's homecoming in my pants that day.
Do you know what's homecoming? My child. That is the day I'm supposed to have my second kid.
Yeah.
I have no
Another
idea if
kid screwing
I'm
up
going to
another
see
superhero
this
movie for you.
another Marvel movie being ruined by the birth of a kid.
I just don't think you should procreate And I think you would
Or-
have a lot more Marvel movies in your life if you didn't
Listen,
spread your seed around.
For the record, I missed Iron Man 3. I didn't miss much. Spider-Man Homecoming.
Listen, you lucked out with that, but you're missing big time here.
And I don't know what to do. I want to see this movie so bad. This movie looks phenomenal.
Listen, you tell your wife to hold it in for 2.5 hours and go see the damn movie.
Oh man, I just really hope I can see it.
Listen, no, here's what you do. I've got the perfect plan. You go see the movie. She gives birth in the theater, and if we all go see it at the same time, they'll pause it. We'll all clap because your child will be born. They'll wheel you out. You'll miss the last half of the movie. They'll restart it, and I'll get a free movie ticket to go see something else. Probably Spider-Man again.
Because someone gave birth in the theater.
Yeah.
You think the floors are sticky just because of soda? Wait till you see that.
It happened to me when I went to see Wolverine. Someone had a seizure in the middle of the theater. I got a free movie out of it, and I didn't miss anything.
I think if I have a baby in Spider-Man, I think I have to name him Peter Parker. I think that's just like the obligation to it.
You just you name him whatever, right? Christopher Spider-Man. There it is.
Yeah,
you just put Spider-Man in the middle name.
It's his middle name, Spider-Man.
His initials would be CSMM.
And for all the listeners out there, if you could take a quick moment, and I just need you to do me a very quick favor. I just need you to repeat the words, boy, 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 very tall boy, 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 very tall boy.
Thank you, Turk.
Thank you very much. That is the public service announcement of please.
Nobody did that.
You know what? Because you said that, now someone's going to do it out of spite. Boy, 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 very tall boy.
No, nobody does anything out of spite to me in this podcast.
November 3rd, and is it Ragnar? How do you...
Ragnarok.
I have offended
Thor Ragnarok.
I've offended you, Brian.
Because you can't enunciate. It's spelled
Spelled phonetically. Like it couldn't be spelled any better.
It's very simple. Very easy to spell. Doctor
Strange
Strange will be in it. Hulk will be in it. Thor is going to be lifting the hammer because he's the only one who can. It's going to be awesome. Don't give me that look. Thor's the only one who can lift that hammer.
But I am strong enough to lift the hammer.
Not.
I don't understand.
You're not strong.
The Hulk can lift the hammer. He's strong enough, right?
I can beat you with a piece of paper.
Right, Josh? The Hulk can lift the hammer.
I'm pretty sure Doctor Strange can lift it. He's strong enough to lift it.
Yeah, he's a pretty jacked dude.
Yep.
He may not be Australian. Maybe you have to be Josh, you have to be Australian to lift the hammer. He's British. Yeah. It's close enough, but not really.
That makes no sense. Is Chris Hemsworth Australian?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Joke didn't land with me. He does a really good job of covering it up. I'm just saying.
Because he's handsome.
He is handsome.
All right, November 17th, getting towards the end of this, Justice League actually is the last superhero movie of 2017. How we feeling about the state of Justice League? Is Wonder Woman the final thing to tell you whether you're going to be super hyped for this movie?
We still have Aquaman and we still have Flash. So,
but you get that at Justice League. You don't get that beforehand.
Fine.
Yeah, he's just talking about the fact that you're getting characters that you haven't seen before in a movie, as well as Cyborg. And again,
Well, excuse me, you were someone who was very critical of the Flash in this movie.
I am very critical of the Flash.
So,
in general,
I mean, you didn't give him a fucking chance.
Which now has no release date, which is now directorless and release dateless.
Yep.
It makes me feel all sorts of confident in the future of the DC universe if we can't hang on to a director. Flash has been through 3 directors. Aquaman has been through 3 directors as well. I'm a little Copernicus about everything right now that comes out of Warner Brothers / DC.
Yeah.
God, I'm hoping we can get rid of Zack Snyder and save this thing.
And I don't think Zack Snyder's the problem. I really don't. I think it's the studios who don't know what the hell they're doing.
Right, because they're looking to Zack Snyder for the guidance of this. And
they're not anymore. That's the thing. They literally just announced months and months ago that Jeff Johns and some other dude that I can't remember is taking over the overarching everything.
But down the pipeline, he already had his hands on Wonder Woman, and then he's had his hands on
Listen, Zack Snyder has had nothing to do with having his hands anywhere near my pipeline. I'm just saying that Zack Snyder is a great filmmaker. He knows comic books. He knows how to make it look good on screen. That's really, he's good for that stuff. Jeff Johns is amazing at the historical content when it comes to these characters, making it all fit together, making it all work. If you have that guy in charge of everything, plus a guy who can make a comic book really truly come to life on screen in a really interesting way, I don't see how this can be bad. I'm just concerned because the studios keep screwing over director after director of all of these projects, and they can't seem to get their shit together.
You'd hope it's because the directors are failing to meet some vision and that they're not settling. You'd hope that's the case. So, assuming positive intent, that's where I'm going with it. I'm thinking no one's been able to hit the grander vision. They're going to keep looking. Fine. I've been happy with what I've seen. So I don't have an issue.
So out of the movies, what are your top two? What are the two that you are looking for in 2017?
All of our top two are probably the same.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Go ahead. What are the top two? What are the top two?
Spider-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly.
Lego
Spider-Man
Batman.
and Guardians.
I
Okay.
am more
So
jazzed for Lego Batman than Guardians of the Galaxy.
Rational people on the podcast have the same top two, and CJ's just being CJ.
Lego Batman looks so good. It looks so good.
This will be the first.
It looks great.
This will be the first Batman movie I let Christian watch.
I guess that's true, isn't it?
So of course I'm excited for Lego Batman. It's gonna be hilarious, and I think and hope this will be the launch of more Lego, right? They've got,
right.
I mean, all the stories are the only Lego story you don't see appear in there is Lego Star Wars. So, and kind of Lego Harry Potter too. But like they have licenses for all this stuff.
Well, Warner Brothers owns Harry Potter, so they could do a Lego Harry Potter.
They could, but you didn't
They're
see
not going
it.
to, though. I don't
You
think.
You didn't see a lot of it in the Lego movie.
No, you didn't see any of it in the Lego movie.
Well, Dumbledore.
Right, you're right. You got it. Yeah.
But beyond that, right, we have a really huge Lego universe that can be explored if this is successful. That's what I'm excited about.
So the other part of this too, we had talked before that a lot of people are getting superhero movie fatigue. And when you look at 2017,
Who?
dude, a lot of people.
Normies, Brian.
Not the true believers.
No.
Yeah, it's happening.
I refuse to believe that is happening. I reject your reality and choose
Brian,
to replace it with my own.
No,
I haven't seen Doctor
I reject
Strange.
your reality and substitute.
You know what I
my own.
mean? That should be evidence enough. I haven't seen Doctor Strange.
But Josh, I just chalk it up to you had a bad month. It's okay.
Yeah, of course I've been busy, but it's just not a priority because I know there'll be plenty of opportunity. And that should be a concern for everyone.
Absolutely.
Right?
And looking at 2017, in the scope of things, this is actually a relatively light schedule, a light amount of movies. Because, I mean, Lego Batman, while it's a Batman movie, I don't necessarily know if I would go as far as call like the superhero movie.
It's not part of the 20 that we saw on the map.
Exactly, right. So, I mean, just, Logan, Guardians, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, Thor, and Justice League. And, I mean, one of them's just saying goodbye to a character. So, I mean, it's not
Spider-Man, Guardians.
But what do you think? What do you think about the fact that this is a slow year? Is this a good thing? Is it going to help fatigue? Like, what do you think about that?
I don't think you can call this a slow year. You just named 6 movies. That's slow. That's every other month. That's what we've had every year, right?
Yeah, I mean, last year was a little heavy. I think there were 7 or 8 last year.
Yeah, there were quite a few last year. I'm not gonna look it up, but there was a lot of movies. Do you think this is a good amount of breathing room in between these? Like what do you feel about the fact that this is slowed down?
You really want to know my opinion?
Yeah.
Yeah, go. Of course
I want
do.
a new superhero movie every week until I die. I would be happy. If they're all this quality, every week until I die is okay with me.
And I agree with that viewpoint in that people enjoy going to the movies.
Yes.
And if there was a new, well-made, interesting movie every week, then here's the thing, then the crowds wouldn't be so bad because they'd be spread out more.
Right.
The fact that it's every other month means that it's an event, and it's an event that lasts usually at minimum a week or more. So yeah, of course this is good. And as long as the stories are good, people will go see it and everybody's fine. But I think when it becomes about the true believers too much, that's when it's too much. Like, you know what I don't need
Right.
is a giant blockbuster every month.
Yeah, I don't need a huge team up movie of all the stars all on the screen.
I'm fine with how this is going down.
All right, so you're a little happier that it's not so much Avengers, Justice League, 20 stars on the screen, just a few small people in a
like I
story.
feel, and again, one of the reasons I didn't see Doctor Strange is that it seems like this giant production. I don't have the whatever for it, right? I'm just not into it.
Sure.
But everything else that seems like it's an actual story building to something, I just didn't feel that way about Doctor Strange. But everything else feels like that.
All right, solid, right on. Okay then.
Especially Spider-Man and Guardian.
God help me if I don't see this movie in theaters. God help me.
I swear to God, if your child decides to shoot out of the mom shoot on that day, I'm taking all sorts of pictures.
Can't you schedule a C-section?
Listen, I mean,
before
you will see me.
No, I
take
want it
a
after.
selfie.
You kidding me? After.
You'll see me take a selfie for the first time. It'll be me.
if it's before, you get an in-law or somebody to come stay there for a day, and you go have a day.
No, it's before, and this way there's no in the back of your mind, I'm the guy who left my newborn at home. It's knock her up. It's just
I
right
left
there.
my wife that could pop at any moment to go to a theater.
Oh, Jenny's coming with me. Like Jenny wants to see this movie more than I do, which is weird. I didn't think that was possible.
So she should have no
Well, then she should definitely hold it in.
That's
for
what
I'm saying.
That's what- should hold it in.
Tell her to cross her legs for crying out loud.
Right, don't walk around too much. Just fucking relax.
Seriously.
Oh.
Keep eating and putting on weight. Just do that.
And you know what's great for doing that? Popcorn while watching the movie. Just saying.
I'd go more for popcorn, but throw a bunch of chocolate in there. Just
put some raisinets.
You know,
Just put
you throw some raisinets in there.
Right, exactly.
You know what would be the ultimate horrible backstab?
I was thinking Snickers bars. Just throw the Snickers bars in the popcorn. Go crazy.
No.
If everything seems hunky dory and you sit down in that theater and she's like, my water just broke. Oh, I'd laugh.
It's going to be real bad because you have time after the water breaks before anything really starts. Because they'll sometimes send you home.
Hope it's 2.5 hours time.
That's what I'm hoping to.
I hope it's at least the length of a full feature movie.
And you know what? Even if it isn't 2.5 hours, if the contractions are far enough apart, you can still stay in the theater.
Yeah, you're damn right I can. She'll just be screaming and I'll miss half of the dialogue. That's why I need subtitles. I'm just kidding.
If she's screaming, I get a free movie ticket. That's all I'm saying.
Score.
All right,
I'm
so
going too because I want the free movie ticket.
Let's move on. Someday my children someday my children are going to find this podcast
and hear all the wonderful things we said about them.
And they're going to put me in a home. And they're going to leave me there.
Nah, because at that point, when they find it, you'll still have a solid probably 4 or 5 years to lord over them. I mean, you could take all kind of shit away. You could make
I could kill their Nintendo Switch remotely.
You can make their the latter teenage lives totally miserable if they screw with you at all.
All right. So, being the fact that we took 3 weeks off, we missed the transition from 2016 to 2017. And
we didn't miss it. I mean, I was still alive.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'd been missing
I didn't go
it, Bob.
comatose for 2 weeks. I just went to Florida.
No, it's like your teachers. When they're not in school, they don't exist at all. When we're not recording, we're not.
But when you run into
people.
them in the movie theater, maybe when you go see Spider-Man, it's a little awkward.
It's a little weird.
I thought you were gonna put up the Varsity Blues reference there, and I was really excited for a moment.
I'm sorry,
but you didn't do it. It's a 10.
We took the time off as the transition from 2016 to 2017 happened. A lot of people had mixed emotions about 2016. Some people thought it was a good year. Some people thought it was the year from hell. Just realized it's over. So let's just move on with it. However, it's not all sunshines and rainbows for everything. I would love to talk about some of the biggest bombs and some of the best movies of 2016. So I hope you guys are ready to talk about some flops because this one I saw coming a mile away, which was BFG from Disney. Their budget was $140 million, I think, and they only got back 178.
Yikes.
That's not bad. What do you guys think was a big flop within 2016? Because I knew BFG and Alice Through the Looking Glass, I think, were some of the biggest things that really just kind of took a shit.
It's tough. I do nothing but see good movies. I don't see garbage.
I'm thinking probably Bad Santa 2 or like Zoolander 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right? I mean, also the wasn't the Independence Day movie pretty shit?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
What was the movie that you saw that you were the most disappointed with in 2016? What was the movie you're like, oh, gigantic waste of my time? Mine was Alice Through the Looking Glass. I did not enjoy that movie. I was just bored to death. And I can't believe I sat through the whole thing. I took my family to that. Ugh, I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody.
You were very adamant about not seeing that when we talked about it, I thought.
I like the whole family wanted to do it. Like it was that or some other terrible movie, and I was like, well, let's pick the lesser two evils. And man, was I wrong. I thought I picked it. Did not. What was the movie that you were disappointed with? Doesn't necessarily have to be in theaters. What was a bad movie that you saw this year?
I did waste 2.5 hours on the new Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I was bad. I was.
CJ, you saw Bad Santa 2. What'd you think?
You know damn well I didn't see Bad Santa 2.
You know, I didn't see it in the theater. I didn't see it in the theater, but the movie Criminal with Ryan Reynolds, Kevin Costner.
Yeah. We talked about that.
Gal Gadot. Like, so, I mean, I know it was a box office flop. I didn't think it was a terrible movie. Like, it was worth one watch, one time. Like,
so when I think, though, the movie that won 2016 all the way through, everything from money to buzz to accolades, I'm actually putting Deadpool up there. Because right now, because I think it won some Golden Globe awards as well. It's got Oscar buzz.
Ugh, shut up.
It has Oscar buzz. I kid you not.
No.
Yeah,
Deadpool should be a
for like best screenplay, not like
give me another comic book movie that's ever been up like that. Give me one.
It wasn't good.
No,
like
The Dark Knight was not nominated for it.
No,
Dark
Deadpool wasn't good. Like, it was funny. It was entertaining, but it wasn't good.
The budget was $58 million, right? It got $782 million.
Because everybody wanted to see Ryan Reynolds curse a lot.
I disagree with that. I think that guy's character was right on. I think it was good script.
Yeah, Deadpool was great. Everything else was shit.
Brian, you're slipping your... Wow.
But that's none of his business.
I just don't want to react to the wrong things that are coming out of Josh's mouth right now.
Come to the defense of Deadpool, buddy.
Wasn't good.
It was a really good movie. I don't know. I mean, listen, like it was everything
the comic
that it
book
needed
version
to be.
of Goon.
Wow. No, it was not.
Yes, it was.
It was everything that movie needed to be, and not everything around Deadpool was shit. Every one of those characters was entertaining and good in their respective roles. You're wrong, and I know I'm not going to change your mind, so let's move on.
The two X-Men were terrible.
I didn't say the two X-Men weren't.
Yeah,
You said every character around him was
Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead were great. What are you talking about?
great. They sucked.
You suck.
They both sucked.
I disagree with you, but whatever. You know what was the sleeper movie for me? Sully. I saw Sully.
You know what? Let me talk about that. I saw Sully too, CJ. I saw Sully while I was in Florida 3 days before I was about to board a plane to go back home, which was a terrible freaking idea.
Yep.
But really solid movie.
Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised by that movie, considering that you know the outcome. But they still made it interesting enough to follow through.
I'll tell you what I told my dad. Like, I don't see how that movie could have been bad. You had Clint Eastwood directing it and Tom Hanks starring in it. Like, come on. The guy, both several Oscar wins under their belts for directing and acting, and it was an interesting story. It was intense. It was really cool. Like, the way they, like, all the backstory, like, we all knew the story about what happened, but everything that happened afterwards, that was the interesting stuff. So yeah, I was highly impressed, and man, Aaron Eckhart can rock a stash, man.
Right?
Like,
Yes, he can. Hardcore mustache wearing. It was a pretty darn good movie. Josh, did you get to see Solely? He's not a Tom Hanks guy. That's right. I forgot. You're not a Tom Hanks liker.
Nope. Forrest Gump. That's about it.
So another movie that's gotten a ton of buzz, and I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say about it, from 2016 is Don't Breathe. A lot of people.
I saw this movie too.
Okay, a lot of people are telling me, hey, yeah, everyone's talking about the famous scene, but
I did see this movie.
and?
I did. I'm not a horror movie fan. I mean,
Right.
you got to really wow me for you to be a horror movie and for me to like you. But I was pretty impressed. Not with the famous turkey baster scene, which everybody's, I'm sure, knows about at this point. It was done really differently than any other horror movie I've done. That's what impressed. I haven't done any horror movies. My whole life's a horror movie. Any other horror movie I've seen, from a filmmaking aspect, like, it was very interesting. There was a lot of I mean, it's probably stupid the way I'm saying this, but it was really quiet for most of it because, like, they're trying to be quiet because this guy is blind and they're trying to avoid it. And, like, that just kind of amped up the intensity throughout the entire movie. It was interesting. I mean, I definitely suggest when it comes on, Netflix or whatever, if you haven't seen it, just give it a watch. It's like an hour and a half long movie. I enjoyed it, surprisingly. Probably will never buy it or watch it again, but it was definitely worth a watch one time.
If it shows up on Netflix, I'll watch it. I don't like horror, but I like Stephen Lang.
I'm not going to.
He's good in it. He's really good in it.
A lot of people are trying to
And
convince me.
It's not horror in the way that you think of a horror movie.
No, it sounds really intense. I like thrillers. I don't like horror.
That's more along the lines that it is. It is definitely more of an intense thriller.
I like thrillers very much.
Yeah, it's not like a true horror movie.
I have a question. I'm really curious on your feedback on this. When I gone through a couple old episodes when we had some time off, and we were bought into the hype, loving the trailers for Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping. I'm curious if any of you saw the movie and what you felt about it, because...
No, I did not.
No, I was really excited about the trailer. And then when it came out, I kind of realized, I went, it's probably going to be shit, right? Like, we've seen all the funny stuff.
Yeah, I'll say that. And I think you were misdirected as to what kind of movie it was going to be because of the trailer, too. I mean, the marketing job did a great job of hyping it up and making me go put down money to go see it. But
oh, you went to see it?
Oh, I saw it in theaters and had to feel the pain of being let down firsthand. It was not good. Please pass. A lot of people are calling that an underrated movie of 2016. I disagree. It's rated perfectly fine as to don't go see it. Pass.
I'm waiting for this to be like next year's Zoolander at this point.
What, it just
on what you just said.
Rises from the ashes and becomes really great.
Yeah. Look, did anybody like Zoolander the first time, 2 times they watched it?
I did.
I can't recall. I think I got it on
immediately.
VHS.
I immediately enjoyed that movie. I remember vividly in 1999 when it came out.
I'm not sure I knew 1999. How old were you?
15.
Okay. I mean, we were 19.
I'm sorry, 13. Wow.
Yeah, none of the people that I hung out with at that point. I mean, nobody I knew at that point on first watch loved it. And then after 2-3 watches, it became that movie. And now everybody's still quoting it. But it took a long time.
For me, the movie that I definitely think that was underrated, that is definitely worth consideration for everybody except for Josh Burns here, is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. You can rent it on Amazon and iTunes. I even think you could rent it on YouTube. I did not know you could rent movies on YouTube, by the way. Apparently that's a thing.
A thing?
It's a thing. It is absolutely fantastic. Take it at what it is, okay? Just go into the movie knowing that it is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
It was highly enjoyable. I liked it.
You'll be very happy with that.
So there are 2 movies, one that I have watched several times, and one that I heard about being awesome and haven't watched yet, but will, that are underrated and didn't do much at the box office.
Can you name them both, and we're going to guess which one you've watched several times?
No, you're going to know that immediately.
Kung Fu Panda 3. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
There are 3 movies that I think everyone should watch. 13 Hours.
13 Hours, the Benghazi thing?
Yes.
Really? The John
I really
Krasinski
wanted to
movie?
see that. That looked good.
I have watched this movie no fewer than 7 times.
Seriously?
It's really, really good, and it's got a great cast. You need to watch this movie.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I have watched this movie at least 4 times on a plane,
Oh, wow.
and then a few times, in hotels and at my house. I heard a ton of good stuff about Nerve, which is Dave
I really
Franco.
wanted to see Nerve.
Yeah, so I heard a bunch of good stuff about Nerve, and I haven't gotten there yet because I haven't seen it for free. But I want to see it. Kung Fu Panda 3 was better than Kung Fu Panda 2.
I said that
Really?
as a joke.
I actually really enjoyed Kung Fu Panda 2.
Kung Fu Panda 2 was good. 3 was better.
All right.
So
I'm sold.
I go see that. It's on at this point. You can buy it or whatever. It's on Netflix for free. I think Kung Fu Panda 2.
I'm pretty sure it is. You are correct, sir.
Everybody needs to watch a couple movies. For the love of God.
I said, what's the third movie?
You said
What?
Kung Fu Panda 3.
Oh, I thought it was 13 Hours Kung Fu Panda 3.
No, 13 Hours
And
Nerve. And Kung Fu
Nerve.
Panda
I missed
3.
Nerve. I'm sorry.
But look, just do yourselves all a favor. No Gods of Egypt.
Oh, yeah. Stay away from him?
Oh, yeah.
If you didn't get that from the trailer.
I see it on the list. I saw the trailer. Just no Gods of Egypt. Gods of Egypt has been... I've seen on several lists. I've seen it on Worst Bombs of the Year. I've seen it on Most Underrated. I've seen it on Little Known. Look, do not see that movie.
You know what movie's on this list that I did really, really enjoy that I think people don't give enough credit is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sequel that came out last year.
Well, Greg Hall would be very happy to hear that.
Oh, I know. We talked about it at work all the time. I really enjoyed this movie. It was fun. I'm not going, oh, God.
You're getting choked up on it. I get it. It's an emotional movie for you.
I'm not going into a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie expecting anything but to have fun, watch Turtles kick some ass, see Krang, and that's what I got from this movie. It was really enjoyable. Megan Fox, of course, was hot, and that's all she's there to do.
Right.
And I liked it. I enjoyed it enough to buy it and watch it several more times since I've owned it. I think this is actually really well put on the underrated movies list because I don't think it got the attention it deserved.
So finally, I think we also need to take some time to acknowledge the news that happened in between our recordings.
Yes.
And this is, I say this to the end for some obvious reasons, but
because it makes me sad.
Yeah,
all over.
So the death of Carrie Fisher.
You want to hear something kind of fucked up?
Yeah.
I went down to Florida to see my family for the holidays. I took my brother-in-law to see Rogue One because he hadn't seen it yet. And he loved it. The day after, we were watching New Hope when this news broke. And it sucked watching the rest of New Hope knowing that Carrie Fisher had just died. It was really kind of weird. But this was, I'm not one to get kind of choked up over celebrity deaths, but this kind of hit home for me. This was the first really prominent female figure in, a sci-fi movie like that who wasn't just the damsel in distress. She was the girl who was grabbing a blaster and shoving, Han Solo down a trash chute.
She rescued them really instead of her being rescued.
Really,
right?
and
exactly.
The first scene, she's sitting there, has the balls to freaking talk back to Darth Vader. She did such an amazing job just in that movie. And obviously that's really the movies that I equate to Carrie Fisher is Star Wars. I know she had a very long career with many other movies and books and
speaking out about alcoholism and mental health.
She did a lot of stuff. She did a lot of things to, help against alcoholism and mental health after she had gotten better and everything. And she was, anybody else you hear talk about her and that kind of stuff is really, that's what you're going to hear. But for me, this was the first really strong female character that I was exposed to in any sort of movie genre, especially sci-fi genre like that. And it hit pretty hard when the news broke that she died. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
I'm glad you brought it back to all of the things that Carrie Fisher leveraged her celebrity into, because I mean, and I want to make sure you guys know, Princess Leia didn't die. Like, she didn't die.
Right, yes.
So we still have her, which is nice. Carrie Fisher's life should be celebrated. Look, guys, I mean, she's a hard-living woman, and she never minced words about it. So overall, as it's sad, I don't think the person she was and how she was so self-deprecating and so transparent and so plain spoken, I'm not sure she'd want a whole lot of people lamenting that loss as much as celebrating what it was. So that's where I'm at with it, and that's where I've been at with it since the news broke. Because you kind of feel like at some point, a person who's done that much and lived that long and as hard as she did, there was probably a good bit of suffering there. So look, celebrate what's there. Leia didn't die. She will live forever. She will live forever. Mm-hmm. Because of Leia. So there's that.
So Carrie Fisher drowned in moonlight, strangled by her own bra. You're giving me a face. Did you not know that saying?
No, I didn't know that saying.
In her book, Wishful Drinking, she said that when she dies, she wanted to be reported as drowned in moonlight, strangled by her own bra. It's the thing about the fact that George Lucas wouldn't let her wear a bra as Princess Leia. Because in space, it would come loose and it would kill you.
There was no underwear in space.
Yep. I actually, Kevin Smith story, right?
Yeah, no, there was that Kevin Smith story, but there was also they were honoring George Lucas. I watched this video shortly after
she roasted the shit out of him.
She roasted the shit out of George Lucas, and it was hilarious and very tongue in cheek. And in it, she says. And that girl who's in the other movies, Queen Armadillo or whatever the hell her name is, I bet she gets to wear a bra, even though you told me I couldn't, because there were no bras in space. And that was really funny. She was just a funny, she was just funnier than you would expect her to be, honestly.
And,
but yeah,
and a life that definitely needs to be celebrated. So. Gone but not forgotten, Miss Carrie Fisher, and we will see her in the other Star Wars movies. So, just like you said, Princess Leia has not died. She's gonna live for that. So
she filmed episode 8. I just read something that Lucasfilm just came forward saying they will not CGI her for episode 9 for
God.
Any sort of reason.
Good.
So I believe episode 8 I believe she was done filming. I don't think there was anything else they needed to do. And I'm sure they'll have to unfortunately write her out somehow for episode 9.
But that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay because it'll be natural,
yep,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Overall, 2016, it was rough for a lot of people. I have to say, if it wasn't for That Kind of Nerd community, if it wasn't for you, Josh and Brian and the listeners, it would have been rougher. And I'm glad that we get to be your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work. I'm sorry we left you hanging for a couple weeks in 2017 by yourself, but just know that we're here. We're committed to this show and to making it work, and it is because of the people like you who give us the feedback, who tell us, hey, come back, we've missed you for a few weeks, that really keep us going. So we obviously want to hear from you about all the topics, about anything that we discuss, anything going on in the nerdy culture. You can rate and subscribe to us, please, on iTunes. 5-star reviews would just be fantastic. It helps our show to grow our audience. You can email us at podcast@thatkindofnerd.com. But guys, the coolest part about our show is that you can have your voice on it. So what you can do is just call us at 484-373-4119. Leave us a message. Go to our website, thatkindofnerd.com. Leave us a message there as well. Tell us what you think about the show, or just tell us about a topic that you're passionate about. So thank you so much for 2016 being the year that it was for us. And we are excited to continue to bring this wonderful show to you guys in 2017. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys next week.
Look, you can have as many Jamesons as you'd like, but I'd prefer if you didn't let too many gingers in there. I mean, too many of them in one place, there's a problem. Look, I have a ginger son. Consume as many gingers as you please, but maybe not all in one time. That's a lot of ginger in one place. Jameson's fine. Ginger, okay. Gingers, maybe not.